All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about when it comes to dark melodies is going to be what I call dark shapes. It's certain note combinations on the keyboard that if you play them, you get an automatic dark sound. So the most obvious one is actually what I'm doing here. So that right there. What's making this melody dark is the fact that I'm using this shape, which is just two notes that's right by each other. And that's these two. If I play them together, ooh, you really get it. But you don't even have to play them together. As long as you play them side by side, automatic dark feel. And it don't matter where on the keyboard I do that at, as long as the notes are right by each other, like no spaces in between. Now what I'm doing here is I'm playing these two notes that's right by each other, but I'm also playing another note. But it's okay because I'm already using that dark shape. The damage is already done as far as giving that dark feel. Now, still shapes that I want to avoid, and we're going to get to that later, but in general, as long as I'm playing this, especially the fact that I'm setting it off with these two notes, then it's just an automatic dark feel. The second dark shape, so let's take these three notes. So that sounds dark as well, right? Now, what these three notes are, is just the beginning of a minor key, which happens to be the D minor key. I'm starting on the D, right? And this shape is actually pretty simple because it starts here, then there's one note in between, you hit that note, and then there's no notes in between. You hit that note. And if you play those together, you can find that shape all over the keyboard. You just got to play that same pattern. It's one note in between. You don't play that one, you play that one, and then there's no notes in between. So let's go somewhere else. Let's start on the A. One note in between, not gonna play that one. Play that one, and then no notes in between here. And there we go. Let's start on the E. One. Right, so you can do that all over the keyboard. So that's another shape, just the beginning of a minor key. And if you think about it, in general, minor keys sound dark, especially compared to like a major key. So this is the A major key, you know, pretty happy, but then this is the A minor key. So of course, if you start with that minor key, the first three of the minor key, then it's going to sound dark. So let's take the first three of the A minor key. Dark feel. Now the next dark shape that we got is just how we kind of took the first three of the minor key. Why don't we just take the first two from a minor chord? So this is the A minor chord. These are three notes, 1, 2, 3. But let's just take those first two. You know, you can really make that sound haunting. Especially if you play like these lower notes. Now the reason why in this A minor chord, I didn't say that a shape was using these last two by each other. If you listen to it actually, that, you know, that just doesn't sound as dark as this. When does it feel like it's getting happier? To me, it's up here. And the reason why is because the C and the E, they are the beginning of a major chord. So we're gonna get a little more into the stuff that you wanna avoid, but obviously I wanna avoid the happy stuff. And it doesn't mean that you can't play this chord, but I'm just saying that what you wanna highlight is going to be those first two because they have a minor feel, they have a darker feel. On that same note, you can play a whole minor chord and you're still going to get a dark feel when you play the entire minor chord. Especially if you like stack it. next two shapes might be some stuff that you might be a little unfamiliar with, and that's all right if you are. So let's start with this right here. Stay in the A minor key, all the white notes. And we're gonna find the notes that are 6 notes apart. And when I say 6 notes apart, I don't mean just in a scale. I mean like a total of 6 notes apart. So those notes are going to be B and F. So you start at the B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, no matter where on the keyboard, that's gonna be a dark sound too. As long as they're 6 notes apart. Again, compare that to something like major. Compare that to the last dark shape is going to be this. And you can just hear it. This is what we call a diminished chord. Let's try to play some of those shapes together. So let's play 2 notes that's by each other. And then down here, let's play that first 2 of the minor chord. So we got the A minor chord, but we're just gonna play the first 2. So let's try that out. You know, that sounds like it works. That sounds like it worked. Let's try to play the first 3 of the minor scale. And then after that, we're going to play the notes that are 6 notes apart. So the F and the B. We're gonna play that up here. So.